Which are the types of electrochemical cells? You know what is electrochemical cells? We have to study in this video. Which are the types of electrochemical cells? There are two types of cells, electrolytic cells and galvanic cell. Now, what is the difference between electrolytic cell and galvanic cell, or it is also called as voltaic cell? We have to study. The cell in which electrolysis take place is called as electrolytic cell. So this electrolysis process is studied in detail by using the experiment of electrolysis of fused or molten NaCl, which are the reactions taking place in the electrolytic cell of electrolysis of fused and molten NaCl. We have to study in detail, and which are the reactions which are taking place in electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. You know what are electrochemical cells? In the first video of this topic, we have studied about electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells consist of two metal plates or two metal rods, generally of carbon or graphite, and these two rods are dipped in a solution which is called as electrolyte. What is electrolyte? The solution through which electricity can pass. So electrochemical cell consists of here two metal rods, one of which acts as anode and another will act as cathode, and these two metal rods or metal plates are dipped in a solution which can produce iron, which is called as electrolyte. Then these electrochemical cells can be classified into two types. We have to study what are the types of electrochemical cells. So here there are two types of electrochemical cells. The first one is electrolytic cell, and the second one is galvanic cell, or it is also called as voltaic cell. These are the two types of electrochemical cells. First one is electrolytic cell and second one is galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Then what is electrolytic cell? Remember here, in electrolytic cell, here the non-spontaneous chemical reaction, the reaction which cannot take place spontaneously, that is the non-spontaneous chemical reaction is made to take place by supplying electrical energy. That is, it is forced. The chemical reaction is not spontaneous. It cannot take place in its own way. So it is forced to take place by supplying electrical energy. Means in this cell what happens? Electrical energy is used to produce the chemical energy, or electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. So the cell or the device in which electrical energy is converted into chemical energy is called as electrolytic cell, and this process in which electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, that process is called as electrolysis. Remember here, this process is called as electrolysis. Means in electrolytic cell, the process which is taking place is called as electrolysis. And what happens in electrolysis? The reaction which cannot take place spontaneously is made to take place, is forced to take place by supplying electrical energy. So remember here, in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and by using these two metal rods, that is, one is anode and another is cathode. So remember here, in electrolytic cell, anode is positively charged and cathode is negatively charged. You have to remember here, anode is positively charged in electrolytic cell and cathode is negatively charged. Now, the second part, the second type of electrochemical cell, that is galvanic cell or voltaic cell. In this cell, the reaction which takes place spontaneously, and that reaction is redox reaction. That is, the spontaneous redox reaction is taking place, and due to this spontaneous redox reaction we can obtain electrical energy. How? You know what is redox reaction? In redox reaction, one substance gets oxidized and another substance gets reduced. The substance which gets oxidized, it loses electron, and these electrons are carried from the substance which is oxidized towards the substance which gets reduced. That is, the electrons are carried from the oxidized substance towards the reduced substance by using the metallic wire, and due to this we can obtain the electric current. That is, here the reaction is spontaneous. Here chemical energy is used, and this chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. In this galvanic cell or voltaic cell, remember, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Here again we require these two parts, that is two metal rods and electrolyte, that is the solution here where redox reaction takes place. Now here remember, in galvanic cell or voltaic cell, anode is negatively charged and cathode is positively charged. So you have to remember the differences between these two cells, electrolytic cell and galvanic cell or voltaic cell. These are the two types of electrochemical cells. In electrolytic cell, here electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. That is, non-spontaneous chemical reaction is made to take place by supplying electrical energy. Here in electrolytic cell, anode is positively charged and cathode is negatively charged. In galvanic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. For that we require the spontaneous redox reaction, and in this cell anode is negatively charged and cathode is positively charged. Now we shall consider electrolytic cell in detail by taking the example of electrolysis of molten NaCl. Here I have to explain electrolysis of molten or fused NaCl. This construction, this diagram, that is called as electrolytic cell. That is, this is electrolytic cell. That means in this cell, here electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. Now what is molten or fused NaCl? You know that NaCl is solid at room temperature. When you supply heat, when you heat NaCl, it gets converted into liquid NaCl. So it is called as molten NaCl or fused NaCl. So in this fused or molten NaCl, here we have only Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Remember, there is difference between aqueous NaCl and fused NaCl. We have to study electrolysis of aqueous NaCl further. But remember, here in molten NaCl, only Na plus ions and Cl minus ions are there. NaCl is ionic compound, and so when it is in fused state or in molten state, it contains Na plus and Cl minus ions. Now, the production of sodium metal and chlorine gas from NaCl is not a spontaneous reaction. Remember, NaCl is made up of sodium metal and chlorine gas. When you prepare sodium chloride, we require sodium metal and chlorine gas, and we can obtain NaCl. That is, sodium metal and chlorine gas react with each other to give NaCl. You know, this is ionic compound, that is Na loses electron, chlorine accepts electron, Na plus ions and Cl minus ions are produced, and there is force of attraction between Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. But remember, when you take NaCl spontaneously, that means naturally you cannot obtain sodium metal and chlorine gas from NaCl. That is the reverse reaction. NaCl, decomposition of NaCl or breaking of NaCl to give sodium and chlorine gas is a non-spontaneous reaction, and this non-spontaneous reaction can be carried out by supplying the electrical energy. This we have to study in electrolysis of molten or fused NaCl. Now see here, in this construction we have taken one beaker or one container. In this container we have taken fused NaCl. Fused NaCl is there. Fused NaCl contains Na plus and Cl minus ions. Two rods, graphite rods, are dipped in this solution or in this fused NaCl. One rod is connected to positive terminal of the battery and the second rod is connected to negative terminal of the battery. This is battery. Direct current supply is carried out by using this battery. We have said it is direct current source. So this is the construction of this electrolytic cell. What is it? In one container we have taken fused NaCl, which contains Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Remember, fused NaCl will contain Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Two graphite rods are dipped in this NaCl. One rod is connected to positive terminal of the battery and another rod is connected to negative terminal of the battery. That means this is positive electrode, which is called as here positive electrode. In this is called as anode, and this is negative electrode, which is called as cathode. Now, when potential is supplied through this battery, what will happen? This rod will become here positively charged and this will become negatively charged. What will happen here? Na plus ions and Cl minus ions, they are in motion, they can move. So these Cl minus ions which are present in this solution, they will be attracted towards the positively charged electrode and they will be discharged at this electrode. Means what will happen? These Cl minus ions will lose electrons and here these electrons are carried out through this rod, through this metallic wire towards the battery. That means this battery sucks these electrons and these electrons are pushed by this battery towards this metallic wire, towards this cathode, and they are taken by the Na plus ions which are present in the solution. Means the electrons passes from this positively charged electrode towards the negatively charged electrode. So what will happen here? These electrons are taken by Na plus ions which are present in this solution. Now by taking the electrons, Na plus ions are converted into Na, that is Na metal, and here we can obtain fused Na. Here at anode, Cl minus ions are discharged. They will lose electrons. Cl minus means they have one electron more. So these electrons are lost by these Cl atoms. So Cl minus atom will be converted into Cl minus ion will be converted into Cl atom. These Cl atoms combine together to give Cl2 gas. Now here at anode we have chlorine gas and at cathode we have sodium metal. Means what is happened here? We have taken NaCl in fused state and from this NaCl we have obtained sodium metal and chlorine gas. That means this reaction takes place here. Sodium metal is obtained and chlorine gas is obtained. That is decomposition of NaCl is taking place. The reverse reaction of this is taking place here. That is decomposition of NaCl will take place to give sodium metal and chlorine gas. And so remember that the decomposition of the ionic compound by supplying electrical energy, that is called as electrolysis, and the device in which this electrolysis takes place is called as electrolytic cell. So this electrolysis can be explained by using one example. We have taken this one example, that is of fused NaCl. Like this, suppose we have KCl solution. suppose we have fused KCl solution, what will happen? Here again KCl is ionic compound. K plus ions and Cl minus ions will be present in fused KCl. So at anode you can obtain chlorine gas, that is Cl minus ions will be discharged, and at cathode we can obtain here potassium metal, that is here instead of sodium we can obtain potassium metal. Like this, any ionic compound, breaking of this ionic compound by supplying electrical energy can be carried out. Now we shall consider which are the chemical reactions. Now what is oxidation and what is reduction? You know how Cl minus ion is converted into Cl2 gas, how Na plus ion is converted into Na. What happens to the electrons, or what are the chemical reactions, we shall see here. Now we shall see which are the reactions occurring in this cell. See here, we have said that at anode Cl minus are discharged to give Cl atoms. How it is represented? So we shall see these reactions at anode. Which reaction will take place? Cl minus here is converted into Cl atom. How? By losing electron. So remember here, Cl minus ion have lost the electron and Cl atom is obtained by losing the electrons. That reaction is called as loss of electrons. So this is oxidation reaction. So remember, in electrolytic cell at anode oxidation reaction takes place, that is loss of electrons takes place. Cl minus ions are discharged at anode. We have said discharge means what happens? They are converted into atoms. Why? How? By losing electrons, and loss of electrons is oxidation. Now remember, these Cl minus atoms which are produced, they cannot remain in the atomic state. These two atoms combine together to give Cl2 gas. So the actual reaction which takes place at anode is 2 Cl minus ions. Remember here, 2 Cl minus ions are converted into Cl2 molecule. How? By losing 2 electrons. So the actual reaction which takes place at anode is loss of electrons, that is oxidation, and here 2 Cl minus ions are converted into Cl2 molecule by losing 2 electrons. How? We have explained this. One Cl minus ion will lose 1 electron, another Cl minus ion will lose another electron, and so these Cl minus ions, that is 2 Cl minus ions, and these 2 Cl atoms come together to give Cl2 molecule. The reaction actual which takes place at the electrode itself, that is Cl minus ion loses electron, that reaction is called as primary reaction. Primary reaction. And after losing electrons, what happens here? These 2 Cl atoms combine together to give chlorine molecule, that is called as secondary reaction. So remember, here two reactions taking place, primary reaction and secondary reaction. What is primary reaction? Discharge of ion. The reaction which takes place actually at the electrode, that is called as primary reaction, and after that, that is atoms are converted into molecule, that is called as secondary reaction. So remember, at anode here Cl minus ions, that is they are oxidized to give Cl2 molecule. Now at cathode, now in this diagram we have said cathode is negatively charged electrode, and at cathode what happens? Na plus ions are discharged. Na plus ions are attracted towards the cathode and they are discharged at the cathode. So which reaction will take place at cathode? Na plus ions are converted into Na atoms. How? Na plus, that is positively charged ion, and it is converted into Na plus, that is here one electron is taken by this Na plus ion. So this reaction is of gaining of electron, and so this reaction is called as reduction reaction. So remember, in electrolytic cell, at cathode reduction reaction takes place. Remember, now we can say that the electrode at which oxidation takes place is called as anode, and the electrode where reduction takes place is called as cathode. You have to remember this basic thing. That is, the electrode where oxidation takes place is called as anode, and the electrode where reduction takes place is called as cathode. That is, at anode there is loss of electrons, at cathode there is gain of electrons. So at cathode, here what will happen? Na plus ions are converted into Na atoms. That means sodium metal is obtained at cathode and chlorine gas is obtained at anode. Now this reaction is called as oxidation half reaction, and this reaction is called as reduction half reaction. So what is the reaction which takes place in this whole cell? That reaction is called as net cell reaction. The reaction which takes place at anode is oxidation. It is called as oxidation half reaction. The reaction which takes place at cathode is called as reduction half reaction, and the summation of these two reactions is called as redox reaction, and it is called as net cell reaction also. So remember, in this cell the reaction which takes place is net cell reaction, which is also called as redox reaction. And in 11th standard we have studied, in redox reaction electrons cannot occur, means we have to balance the number of electrons, and therefore here 2 electrons are lost, and so we have to show here 2 electrons are gained, and this reaction is like balance by summation of these two reactions. Now adding these two reactions, this is oxidation half reaction, this is reduction half reaction, we can add these two reactions and we can obtain net cell reaction. We see here 2Na plus, like this you can write 2Na plus plus 2Cl minus plus 2 electrons, and on the product side you can obtain here, first we will write 2Na plus Cl2 plus 2 electrons. So here these 2 electrons will be cancelled, and what is the net reaction? 2Na plus plus 2Cl minus. We have taken Na plus ions and Cl minus ions, and what we have obtained? Here we have obtained sodium metal and chlorine gas. This sodium metal is obtained at cathode and chlorine gas is obtained at anode. So the net cell reaction during the electrolysis of molten or fused NaCl is represented by using this redox reaction. Now we have said that this reaction is non-spontaneous, that is conversion of Na plus and Cl minus ion, that is molten NaCl to sodium metal and chlorine, is non-spontaneous, and we can carry out this reaction by electrical energy. Due to the discharge of these ions, we can obtain metal at cathode and gas at the anode. Like this, the reactions which are taking place in the electrolytic cell we have explained. Now, what are the results of electrolysis of molten NaCl? The first one is, which are the results obtained in electrolysis of molten NaCl, means what we have observed in this cell. Here we have said that at anode chlorine gas is obtained. Now this chlorine gas is pale greenish yellow gas. So remember, results of electrolysis of molten NaCl, here you can say at anode pale greenish gas, and which is this gas? Chlorine gas. Pale greenish chlorine gas is obtained at anode, and the second one is here the silvery white metal. What we have observed here, silvery white metal, which is sodium, is obtained at cathode. So remember here in the molten NaCl or electrolysis of molten NaCl, at the last we can observe at anode we can obtain chlorine gas, which is pale greenish in nature and in color, and at cathode silvery white metal sodium will be obtained. Now the second part is electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. What is aqueous NaCl? When NaCl is dissolved in water, it is called as aqueous NaCl. That means in aqueous solution of NaCl, we will have Na plus ions, Cl minus ions from NaCl, as well as aqueous means water is there, and so here H plus ions and OH minus ions are also there, that is, or H2O molecules are also there. H plus ions and OH minus ions are less in number, but H2O molecules are large in number because H2O is weak electrolyte. That means in aqueous NaCl we will have additional H2O molecules also. We know that in molten NaCl only Na plus and Cl minus ions are there, but in aqueous NaCl H2O is more, or H plus ions and OH minus ions are present in small number. So the reactions which are taking place in electrolysis of aqueous NaCl are different from the reactions which are taking place in molten NaCl. Now what we have to do, same experiment is repeated, that is the same procedure is there. Electrolysis of molten NaCl we have studied here, but here we have taken what? Here aqueous NaCl is taken. That is, instead of fused NaCl, we have aqueous NaCl which is dissolved in water, and so here water is also there. Remember what is additional here? Water is also there. The same procedure is repeated, but which are the reactions taking place at anode and cathode we have to study in this part. At cathode first we shall see. At cathode, you know that at cathode reduction reaction is taking place. Reduction reaction can take place at cathode. Now Na plus ions are there. These Na plus ions will take electrons and can be converted into Na metal. Na plus ions are there. They can take electron and can be converted into Na atom. Again H2O molecules are there, and H2O molecules are also have the tendency to take the electrons. So that this reaction can be represented by the reduction of water molecules can be represented like this to give hydrogen gas and 2 OH minus ions. Remember, this is the reduction of water to give hydrogen gas. That means at reduction or at cathode or reduction electrode, these two reactions can take place in aqueous NaCl solution. Na plus ion can reduce to Na, or H2O molecules can reduce to H2. That means for gaining the electrons, two species are in race. Na plus ions and H2O molecules, they are in race. They both will try to gain the electrons, but which will gain the electrons? Which have the more tendency of gaining electrons. We will study about this tendency of different ions or different molecules in next part of this topic. There is reduction potential, oxidation potential we have to study. But remember here, now the tendency of H2O molecules to gain electrons is more than the tendency of Na plus ions to gain electrons. So who will win this race? H2O molecules will win this race, and so the reaction which takes place at cathode will be the reduction of H2O molecules or a reduction of water molecules to give hydrogen gas. So remember, in aqueous NaCl, the reaction which takes place at cathode is the reduction of H2O molecules to give hydrogen gas. So here hydrogen gas will be evolved at cathode. in molten NaCl, we have said sodium metal is obtained at cathode. But remember, in aqueous NaCl, we can obtain hydrogen gas at cathode. And which will the reaction which will take place at anode? What is the reaction which take place at anode? Anode is the electrode where oxidation takes place. Now, from NaCl, we have Cl minus ions, which are converted into Cl atoms by losing electrons. And again, here in the race, H2O molecules are also there. The reaction is H2O will be oxidized to give oxygen gas, and here we can obtain 4 H plus ions and 2 electrons here. That is anode, the electrode where oxidation takes place. And which are the species which can oxidize at anode? Cl minus ions are there, which can lose electrons, get converted into Cl atoms, and H2O molecules are also there. They will lose electron. By losing these electrons, this H2O will be converted into oxygen gas and 4 H plus ions will be there. Again here, remember the tendency of Cl minus ions and H2O molecules, if you compare, then the tendency of H2O molecules to lose electrons is more than the tendency of Cl minus ions to lose electrons. That is, H2 molecules have more tendency of losing electrons than Cl minus ions. But that means we expect that the H2O molecules, they must oxidize to give oxygen gas, and so the reaction which takes place at anode must be this. But remember here the actual reaction takes place at anode is Cl minus ions are converted into Cl atoms, or Cl minus ions are converted into Cl2 gas. Why? This is due to the Oher voltage. Here the reason for this is Oher voltage. What is Oher voltage? We shall study in simple way what is Oher voltage. Remember here, the actual potential, practically when we are carrying out this experiment, actual voltage required for the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl is more than the actual potential or calculated potential by using the standard values of the reduction potential and oxidation potential. What is standard oxidation potential? What is standard reduction potential? We will study in the next part of this topic. And what is the net or the cell potential? The cell potential which is calculated, it is less than the practical potential which is required for the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl, and that is called as Oher voltage, or it is also called as Oher potential. You have to remember simply the reaction which takes place at anode is the reduction oxidation of Cl minus ions to give Cl2 gas. So at cathode in aqueous NaCl you can obtain hydrogen gas, and at anode here we can obtain Cl2 gas. So the net cell reaction which is taking place in this electrolysis of aqueous NaCl can be explained here. First, the reaction which takes place at cathode is 2H2O plus 2 electrons, and here at anode we have 2 Cl minus. We have to add these two reactions, 2H2O plus 2 electrons plus 2 Cl minus. Here H2 plus 2 OH minus plus Cl2 plus 2 electrons. So what will happen here? These 2 electrons will be cancelled, and so the net cell reaction is 2H2O plus 2 Cl minus will give H2 plus Cl2 plus 2OH minus. So remember the net cell reaction in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. This is called as net cell reaction, and the net cell reaction in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl is twice H2O plus twice Cl minus gives H2 plus Cl2 plus 2OH minus. That is, in aqueous NaCl we can obtain hydrogen gas at cathode and chlorine gas at anode. So what is the result of electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? We have studied what is the result of molten NaCl, electrolysis of molten NaCl. At anode, pale greenish Cl2 gas is there. Now, in electrolysis of aqueous NaCl also, at anode what we will obtain? At anode, again we will obtain Cl2 gas. Remember here, the same thing is at anode we can obtain Cl2 gas, but at cathode in molten NaCl we obtain silvery white metal, that is sodium metal, but in electrolysis of aqueous NaCl at cathode we will obtain hydrogen gas. This is the difference between electrolysis of molten NaCl and aqueous NaCl. The reaction at anode is same, that is chlorine gas is obtained at anode, but at cathode we can obtain hydrogen gas instead of sodium metal. Now remember here, Na plus ions are present in the solutions which are not reacted, which are not taking part. These Na plus ions are free, and here OH minus ions are also free. And so in the aqueous solution of NaCl we will have Na plus ions and OH minus ions which are free. They will combine together to give NaOH. That is, in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl we can obtain sodium hydroxide. We have studied one of the application of electrolysis is due to the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl we can obtain NaOH, which is the chemical used for the production of different substances or different chemical compounds. So remember what is the difference between results of electrolysis of molten NaCl and aqueous NaCl.
Important points. The first one is, in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. Electrical energy is used to carry out the non-spontaneous chemical reaction, and so in electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and the process is called as electrolysis. In opposite to that, in galvanic cell, or it is also called as voltaic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. That is, from a spontaneous redox reaction we can obtain electrical energy. Now in electrolytic cell, remember, anode is positively charged electrode and cathode is negatively charged electrode. And in galvanic cell, anode is negatively charged and cathode is positively charged. But at anode, in both these cells, oxidation takes place. Remember, here anode is positively charged in electrolytic cell and in galvanic cell it is negatively charged. But in both these cells, oxidation reaction takes place at anode. So you have to remember the electrode at which oxidation takes place is anode. And in electrolytic cell, cathode is negatively charged, but in galvanic cell, cathode is positively charged, but in both these cells, reduction reaction takes place at cathode. Now, in electrolysis of fused NaCl or molten NaCl, only Na plus ion and Cl minus ions are present. Here, Na, that is sodium metal, is obtained at cathode and chlorine gas is evolved or chlorine gas is obtained at anode. But in electrolysis of aqueous NaCl, hydrogen gas is produced at cathode. The difference between these two is, in fused NaCl at cathode we obtain metal, but in aqueous NaCl hydrogen gas is obtained at cathode, and in both these chlorine gas is obtained at anode. In fused NaCl as well as in aqueous NaCl, chlorine gas is obtained at anode. You have to remember all these points.